Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Right now I'm in Tbilisi. Many of my subscribers asked me to come to Tbilisi and to make interview with Zack. And special for you guys, I'm here and in this video you will see our interview with Zack. Keep watching this video and let's start. Hello everyone! So I hope you know our YouTube blogger, Russian YouTube blogger, Zack. So I'm really happy to have you on my YouTube channel.
Thank you so much, Bernard.
Yeah, so Zack, today's video will be dedicated about your life here in Georgia. So how your life changed during this whole period of time. So would you tell what is your main topic of your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so basically my YouTube channel used to be about Russia in English when I was in Russia. Right now I'm outside of Russia, and since the invasion in Ukraine, I feel that I have to publish more videos related to the politics, because, you know, there should be some YouTubers who show that there are Russians who are against it. So I just feel like I need to do this, and right now I think my 15 videos, they are more related to the politics, other than like traveling as it used to be before. But maybe someday I'll return to this, so yeah, that's about it.
When did you start your YouTube channel?
Like actually 1 year ago. Yeah, I remember before I went to the US as an exchange student, I was making videos about my life in the far east of Russia. Like, you know, I'm from the opposite part of Russia, like here is Moscow, like 8,000 kilometers. Oh. Yeah, I remember when in the US I was showing people like, yeah, look at from where am I? And they were like, oh, we were thinking this is China or something. But no, this is, you know, Russia. So yeah, I was making those videos, but like I started a year ago, and right now I have like 15,000 subscribers. Not much, but yeah, we're growing.
Yeah, I know, like many of my YouTube bloggers wrote to me that I need to visit far east of Russia. So do you think what is the main attracting thing in like far east of Russia?
Far east of Russia, I think for sure Vladivostok, because Vladivostok was built as a Russian San Francisco. You know, they even have a Golden Gate, like Russian's Golden Gate. That's pretty cool. Also, I think Kamchatka would be a really cool. Sakhalin Islands, you know, that's, I think, yeah, for the most part. So
do you have like specific videos about those cities?
Not really. I have like a video about my hometown, Komsomolsk-on-Amur. I have a video about Khabarovsk. It used to be a capital of the Far East, but it changed to Vladivostok recently. Yeah, I have like several videos just explaining some concept of life in Russia, not just showing the Far East, like in general videos. Okay,
so what kind of Russian YouTube bloggers you follow on?
I think, of course, No Fuckers, Natasha's Adventure. Hey, Natasha, привет. Yeah, I hope she's watching. Also, Russian Plus, Slava from Russian Plus, Konstantin Inside Russia, you, of course.
I'm Kazakhstan.
Yeah, oh, sure, I'm sorry. I mean, Russian speaking. I mean, because you have a Russian channel, right?
Yeah,
right. If you learn Russian, just check it out. So yeah, there are so many of them actually. It's hard to list all of them, but yeah, there are many cool creators.
What about Legend?
Oh yeah, what about Legend? Yeah.
The Legend, yeah, Sergey, crazy Sergey, Russian. Oh my gosh, dude, you're a legend. You're a legend if you're watching.
Yeah, one of the Russian YouTubers. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, by the way, did you notice that there are many Russian YouTube bloggers who shoot videos about current life in Russia, about politics?
Yeah, like after this whole thing, I don't know.
What was the forcing thing to start so many YouTube bloggers?
Yeah, I think that actually I'm surprised that once like this whole thing happens, such a huge interest appeared at the internet. And I was thinking it's going to be an interest towards so many Ukrainian creators, but it's an opposite effect. So many people are interested, when Russia going to be like falling apart, when it's going to be destroyed by sanctions. So I think many people, they were like, okay, we just need to follow the wave of this, you know, hype kind of. So yeah, many people started to make these videos. It's okay, totally fine. I mean, it's important to show that, you know, there are people in Russia who are against this invasion and stuff. So yeah, I totally support those people. That's a great content.
Why you decided to move to Georgia? Why exactly to Georgia?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're a holder of a Russian passport, you don't really have much options. Like you can go to Georgia and stay here for up to 364 days without a visa. Then you can leave for 1 day to Armenia, for example, neighbor country, and you can stay one more year here. So basically, you can stay as much as you want here. Just don't, yeah, as much as you want. And if I would have an option, of course, if I wouldn't need a visa, I would go to Europe, of course, but you know, it's really hard. But Georgia at the same time is a really beautiful country, you know. It's really hospitable country, even though 20% of Georgia is occupied by Russia, as many Georgians say. I totally agree with this. And you know, still people are really hospitable. They speak Russian. Many of them speak Russian because many of them, they were born in the Soviet Union. They were forced to learn Russian language. So yeah, Georgia is really beautiful, and thanks so much for Georgia for hospitality.
Yeah, what do you think about, maybe have you met some people who are against of speaking Russian language here?
Oh, actually, I have a special strategy.
Yeah.
When should I speak Russian language?
Yeah.
If I see a person is older than like 35 or 40 years old, I know those people, they were born in times of the Soviet Union, so they are like 100%, they speak Russian. But if I see younger people, I would start my conversation in English. Because most of the younger Georgians, they mostly speak in English.
Yeah.
So once they hear my Russian accent, they're like, okay, if they know Russian, they would say like, okay, we can switch to Russian. So you know, you kind of have to ask a permission. Can I speak Russian, please?
Yeah.
But for the most part, you know, if you know English, you're not really lost in Georgia. There are many expats, not from Russia, like from all over the world, many Americans, many Europeans who stay in Tbilisi. It's a pretty international city, and they live in pretty good because they know English, and many people know English here.
Okay, what do local people think about the current situation?
Oh yeah, I mean, Georgian people, I don't know if there is any country like Georgia who support Ukraine like this. Wherever you go, there are Ukrainian flags, especially like in the March. When I came to Georgia, there's like every corner, every ATM, every like supermarket, every like cafe, bunch of Ukrainian stores, even like at the metro, like advertisements, just stickers like support Ukraine, Slava Ukraini and stuff. So that's really cool. Actually, I felt really inspired, you know, because when you live in Russia, you just go, like, I remember first days, like February, when the whole thing happened. I was going to the metro, I was like looking at the people, and people were like nothing going on. They were literally like paying no attention, like we are out of politics, as they used to say. But here you see that people, they really care about what's going on, that people dying, and you see the support of Ukrainian people. That's really cool. Cola. Thank you. Madlovo.
Yeah, also I have seen like graffitis on the wall with the words of like something happening.
Yeah, there are many. There is interesting like debates on the walls. Literally, you can see debates on the wall. There are like Russians go home, like fuck Russians, and then like there is a cross and somebody saying no, there was like fuck Russians. Somebody crossed Russians and wrote Putin, and then yesterday we were filming a small documentary, and we've seen it was saying like Ruski go home or something like this, and it was like a small sign by Russians that were like, we cannot go home, they're gonna arrest us or something. Or literally debates on the walls. But it's pretty cool, it's pretty interesting still, you know, you gotta have a discussion, debating still going on.
Okay, and how locals treat Russian people here?
I think, like from my experience, once you show your position that you were against the war, you were against like Putin and occupation of Georgia, because 20% is occupied, people are gonna say like, you're my brother, like literally, you just have to show your position. But you know, every time still you have this pressure, wherever you go, you just feel like, okay, I need to like express my position, and I need to be like really like great with my speech and stuff. So it still kind of makes you a little bit anxious. But yeah, you get used to it.
Okay, I hope there are also many Ukrainian
people.
Yeah. And how they treat like Russian people.
Yeah, I was volunteering at the Ukrainian food bank. I met so many Ukrainians, and they were so like shocked that Russians volunteer for Ukrainians. They were like, no, we were thinking all of the Russians, they are like fascists, orcs and Nazis, but well, not everyone, I guess. And so mostly those Ukrainian refugees who stay in Tbilisi, they are actually from occupied territories of Russia. So those are refugees who were like from Mariupol, Melitopol, Kherson, and those cities. They were forced to leave to Russia, and then the first country they were able to leave is Georgia. So for many of those Ukrainian refugees who were able to leave from independent Ukraine territories, they were living to Poland, to like Europe for the most part. So here, and so what's the difference? Because people from the occupied territories, they are mostly Russian-speaking territories. Like people, they just used to speak more Russian than Ukrainian over there, and they are from like originally they like okay with Russian. It's not like super happy, but okay. So I remember I've been to Istanbul recently, to Turkey, and there I've met Ukrainians from like Lviv, for example, from like western part. Yeah, they were a little bit more radical, but still I totally understand their emotions and stuff. But here it's okay, like no tensions at all.
But I guess maybe like mainly the people who moved between the ages like maybe 20 or 30, or they're also like adults?
No, there are like all kinds of people.
Even elder people?
Elder people, sure, of course, because you know, you just have to leave if you don't want to die. But you cannot really see a lot of men, like because men, they cannot leave Ukraine. They cannot leave the territories of Ukraine.
Mainly women, yes.
Yeah, only women, many, like a lot of women with children, just families, with men who were able to leave before the 24th of February, for the most part. Yeah, but mostly a lot of families, like with children. I think they can let you go if you're a man, if you have a baby, or like new, like born baby recently. So,
Okay, I got it. So when did you move to Georgia?
I even remember the date. It was March 13. I left Russia March 3rd, because 24th of February I went to the protest in Moscow, and I was at one point like 6 policemen were chasing me, and I was really afraid they're gonna find me and arrest me after this. So I was really paranoid about it. So I've decided, okay, I just need to leave for my mental health, please, because you know you cannot be all the time thinking, oh, the policemen, they're gonna arrest me right now.
Yeah.
Because I remember the next day after the protest, I was teaching a Russian lesson, because sometimes I teach Russian to my subscribers, and at some point I've heard like knock on my door, and my roommate, he just went to me, he was like, Zach, I think this is for you. And we were living on the second floor of the typical Khrushchevka Soviet building. I was like, okay, what do? Like jump off from my balcony? Oh no. So I was like, okay, I just went to a balcony and like laid down on the balcony like this. So if police enter my apartment, they will see nobody. So I was thinking it's gonna work out anyhow. And I remember like, I was laying like this for like a couple of minutes, and then like another friend who actually he appeared to be a guest. He just came to visit us. He was like, Zach, what are you doing there? So I was really paranoid about it. So I left March 3rd once I had the possibility. It was such a shame because you know I just came to Moscow because before this I went to the US and I just came back from the US. I just settled up in Moscow. We rented an apartment. We paid down payment with my best friend. We were like planning our life in Moscow. And like in a week, this whole happens, and I was going to make content about Moscow in details, but I was thinking just how am I going to make content about Moscow, right? Like at that point, like showing those beautiful buildings of Moscow while there are so many people dying because of it. So I was just feeling I need to leave. So I left March 3rd. I spent 2 weeks in Baku, Azerbaijan. And then I came to Tbilisi, Georgia, March 13, and I'm still here.
So guys, I had to stop this video for a while. If you want to support me, you can do by PayPal, by Patreon, and also buy me a coffee. If you don't have any chance, you can just subscribe to my channel and follow my channel all the time. It really matters for me. So let's continue. Okay, are there many Russian people who also moved from Russia?
Oh yeah, I think Georgia is like the most, first is the easiest country to leave, and I think the most popular, because Georgia is pretty liberal. From many of the post-Soviet countries, Georgia is like the most, how do you say, like the opposite to the Russian government. Here at least you don't fear the policemen to arrest you, and they help you. I remember we've been to the protest, and it was my first ever experience of like going to a rally or a protest where you don't fear the policemen. Because I remember in Russia, wherever you go, you just see police and you're like, oh, please, please, no, don't pay attention to me. But here you see policemen and you really trust them. I came to the protest here and they literally helped us to protest because we've been to the protest close to the Russian embassy. Actually, Russia doesn't have an embassy in Georgia, but like a section of the interest at the Switzerland embassy. And we were like, and across the road was a Ukrainian embassy. So what we did, we went to the Russian embassy, we were shouting like, no, Putin is a war criminal, and then we were crossing the road, and policemen were helping us to block the road so we could cross it. So they literally helped us. So we went across the street just to say like, glory to Ukraine. So it was a pretty cool experience. Like you have a cultural shock as a Russian here. From this. Yeah.
Okay. Have you been in Armenia?
Yeah, I've been to Yerevan. It's pretty cool
Did
city.
you see there like also protests?
Oh yeah, I've seen the protests related to Karabakh event, I think, but I haven't seen like the Ukrainian.
I have just seen yesterday when we arrived from
Oh really?
Yerevan. Yeah, I have seen like in the main square close to the opera theater.
Oh nice.
So there were like maybe 15 or 16 people holding the flag.
Oh, nice.
The flag the same color as you have in your apartment.
Yeah, white, blue,
so,
white.
Blue, white. That one. And a lot of people with Ukrainian flags, but I really noticed that Armenian people are against of that kind of protests. So they were saying that there is no need like to do the protest here in Armenia. This is not Russia. So if you want, you have to go to Russia and do this protection.
Yeah, I see.
So
I still think that's really important to show, even if you're out of Russia, to show there are people, and many of them who left and who were against it. And they left because they fear oppression, because they fear to be jailed.
Yeah.
You know, so they just want to like not to be in jail and still express their position. So why not? And I think in general, like in Armenia is really friendly to Russia because of the like historical events, and like Russia helped Armenia in many ways. So I think that's one of the reasons why Armenian people really. I remember when I came to Yerevan, I was surprised that once you tell people, like firstly, everyone speaks Russian.
Yeah,
like
sure.
from like everyone. Here in Tbilisi, not everyone speaks Russian. And once you say you're from Russia, people are like, oh really? Like where? Like from what part? Like, people are really friendly and happy with you. But once, like here in Tbilisi, it's different because of political situation.
I guess people in Tbilisi more like Europeanized, how to say, And in Armenia, mainly a lot of people work in Russia.
Yeah.
That's why they want to keep in touch with Russia in a good way.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Many people ask me like if Georgia is considered as Europe. I don't know. That's a really interesting question. It looks like Europe, but I think I still think there is a little bit like of a Asian mentality. So it's on like a shell of it. So it's something interesting, unique.
Yeah. So I have seen on your YouTube channel that you were happy to rent your flat for
like $250. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the situation right now?
Oh my gosh! When like so many Russians came here, and Ukrainians and Belarusians, like all kinds of people, prices they just went up. Like before the war, before everything, you could rent an apartment in Tbilisi, as many people told me, for like $200 in the downtown, like close to this park, for example, to Marginishvili station. But since the war started, so many Russians came, and those Russians who came, they're like, I would say, privileged Russian. Like, and the ability to leave Russia is a privilege, kind of, because those people who leave, they have the income and they work online for the most part. Those are IT workers, maybe like holders of some businesses, vloggers, YouTubers. So for the most part, like those people with money, and they can rent apartment, and because of this, demand, prices went up. And right now it's like really high. I was really lucky to rent for $250, but even in my building right now you cannot rent it for like $400 or like $500.
Yeah.
So like the prices went 2 times or 3 times. It's a little bit crazy.
Do you make couch surfing?
Couch surfing when traveling, yes, especially in the US, but not here in Tbilisi. I think like I don't even know if it exists in Georgia, to be honest. And I think Georgian people, they so hospitable. I think you just can like knock to the random houses in Georgia, like maybe in the outskirts of Tbilisi or like in a village, and they're just gonna let you in without no couch surfing registration or something. But in the US, yes, couch surfing is pretty cool. I met so many cool people like this. Yeah.
Okay, let's have a walk.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about the renting apartments, and for now, is it difficult to rent for Russian people here?
Oh yeah, that's quite an issue, because
so if you don't have like good income, so I guess it might be very difficult.
Yeah, I don't think like that's a problem for many Russians who came here, but the problem is when you call people like, hey, I want to rent your apartment, they're gonna be like, oh, where are you from? Because they may think that you're Russian or you are Ukrainian, because many Ukrainians, they speak Russian, and once you say you're from Russia, people can just like drop off the phone. So I think that's also quite an issue for many people, but I think it's still possible, because there are still many like adequate people who are like okay with Russians. Not with Putin, but with Russians. Yeah.
Okay, is it there here like community of Russian people that you like meet up together, maybe
Oh yeah,
discuss something?
sure. There are so many events like by Russians who came here. There are many Russians from like St. Petersburg, Moscow, like they know this intelligentsia, as we used to say in Russian, like the smartest part of our society. And they open like bookstores. Like I have my friends who open a bookstore from Moscow, and they call like dissident books. And there is many books like by Boris Nemtsov, or like some people who are like considered as opposition in Russia, or who used to be considered as opposition. And there are many events like telling about like democracy, about civil rights. So like so many events, like so many bars were open. Like there was a really famous bar here called Kashini, and it's like there are many events, many musicians who came here. Actually, my favorite musician, like when I was in the US, I had my favorite musician. He's from St. Petersburg, and I was thinking, yeah, once I'm back in Russia, I'm gonna go to every concert of him, like every like week or months. And then the war started. I was so upset. I'm not gonna be able to make it. And then in the week, I see his stories, like like in the front of Georgian Ferris wheel. And I don't know if you paid attention, but at that time, it's colored in the Ukrainian flag by Ferris wheel, and it's so cool. And I've seen a picture of him in the background of this Ferris wheel. I was like, damn, he's in Tbilisi. And then he appeared. He also left because he's against the war. And I've been to his pro concerts, and you know, because of Georgia's pretty small, like Tbilisi is pretty small, you meet those people every day. And I met him randomly at the metro station, and then I've met him at the concert, but I couldn't even imagine this in Russia because he's pretty popular. But here in Tbilisi it's pretty easy, and I met him. I was like, yeah, well, he even I offered him to make an interview, and he agreed. So we will make an interview together. So it's going to be interesting. So you know, there is a really big community of people, and those people whom you met here right now, those Russians, those are the best Russians you can meet, like anywhere else. So that's pretty cool. Like you know, wherever you go, you just meet interesting people. That's really cool.
Yeah, and as being from Kazakhstan, it's like great pleasure to meet up with you, like with all Russian YouTube bloggers there. So open-minded. So I text someone, like ask for interviewing, and they mainly agree with to be interviewed with me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's so great. So as you lived for a long time in Russia, and you have also experienced life in the US, can you compare life in two countries?
Oh, sure.
Without politics.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I mean, it's really different, and especially since I was an exchange student, I cannot compare like every aspect of lives.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you know, of course, people in the US, they make more money, they are more open-minded, and I really like the culture of the US, of like small talks.
Yeah.
So wherever you go, people are gonna be like, hey, hi, how's it going? Even though they don't care. I know they don't care how am I doing, but this is just a like hospitality, or just, you know,
To be friendly.
To be friendly, yeah, that's really important. And you know, when I was in Russia, I just felt like, you know, people don't, like even your neighbors, they don't really like say hi to you once you see them in the, you know, подъезд, like entrance of the building. But in the US, like when I came to my neighborhood when I was living with my host mom, people, they saw me for the first time, but all of them, they were like, hey, they were just going around like, hey, how's it going? That's it. Even like a guy who was like driving a trash truck, he was like, hey, beep beep, like, how's it going? So it was so cool. You just feel like part of the community. And I think that's a really important like feeling that we don't really share in Russia for many cases. And yeah, people are really interested in, and the US is really diverse. I was staying in Minnesota, that's a really liberal state, and people they are really interested about other cultures.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, tell me about Russia, and I was showing them, yeah, from the Far East. They were like, whoa, we were not even thinking there are people living there. I was like, yeah, I'm from there, like, whoa. And I think that, you know, American people, they kind of feel like, oh yeah, Russians, we don't know much about them, you know, because the Soviet Union was so close, people were not visiting Russia, and they were not able to, not visiting the US, they were not able to leave. And American people, they didn't really experience those people, so they're really interested in just cultures, really. So that's pretty cool, you know. I really love the US. When I came to back to Russia, I just felt like, you know, there is a reverse culture shock, and I felt like I'm a foreigner in my own country.
Yeah.
That's a really weird feeling, to be honest. But yeah, the US is great. Of course, it got its disadvantages. I mean, there are no perfect countries.
Yeah, sure.
But I really love the people there. I think like what makes the country are the people, and people there, oh my gosh, I'm in love with them. I got so many friends after this trip.
Yeah. Do you agree with the statement that freedom is more in the US than in Russia?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like, yeah, it's like an axioma, as we say in Russian. Like, you know, it's undebatable for many. Well, I guess there are some people who can debate this, but it's hard to debate this, I guess.
Okay, and the next question, have you ever met Gopnik-style people in Russia when you lived there?
To be honest, when I was like 15, I used to be one of them.
Really? You were Gopnik?
I mean, I was listening to this, you know, typical Russian rap and wearing Adidas and everything. But, you know, I got a couple of friends who are like literally, you know, Gopniks, they got their own like rules of life. And yeah, I met a couple of the people. They are really interesting people to communicate because you got to be watch out what you say. So yeah, but I'm not used to be like this type, like squatting Russian wearing.
Yeah, there is also Russian squad.
I mean, it's just I think Gopnik style of sitting, just going anywhere out. But for the most part, yeah. There are not much of them left, but still, especially in the Far East, 'cause, you know, there are many prisons in the Far East, so it really affects this culture of Gopniks.
Okay, what about in Georgia?
In Georgia, not really. I mean, Georgia is pretty cool. I mean, young people in Georgia, they look to me really modern, really like westernized, very liberal for the most part. So yeah, Georgian people are cool.
So almost the final question, I guess.
Sure.
So, for now. Okay, what is your future plan? How long are you going to stay here in Georgia?
Yeah, I think for one more year before I get to the university in the US, because I left Russia and I was not able to finish my university over there. So I still need to get education, and I want to make it in the US because I really like the US colleges and university systems. And once I finish my university, once I get this experience, and of course I want to make it political studies like political science, economics. And once like it's going to be more democratic, more free in Russia, I'm going to go back to Russia and apply those knowledge to build a democratic society, because Russia will need people with the knowledge how to build a civilian society where people respect law, not power. So that's my initial plan, yeah, just to study in the US, finish my university over there, and then we'll see how it goes.
Okay, I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and almost the final question. So, are you proud of being Russian?
Sure. When Russia started this, many people texted me like, "Oh, Zach, you got the Zack the Russian in your nickname of your YouTube channel. Do you consider changing this?" And actually, some of the YouTubers, like Natasha, she changed her YouTube channel from Yeah Russia to Natasha's Adventure. And I don't know, I just still think, you know, you cannot really reject from what you were born with. You cannot just reject that, yeah, I was Russian, but I'm not Russian anymore. I was still born in Russia, I was still raised in Russia by Russian culture, and you know, not every Russian culture, not every Russian, they like orcs, as Ukrainians used to say. There are still Russians who are against the war, those who support Ukrainians, who are against Putin's regime. Many of them, they were like oppressed in Russia, and they had to leave, but they still, you know, our Russia. You know, every nation, they were struggling in some periods of the history in like really, really hard times. And it's a hard time for Russia, for Ukraine, but at some point Russia is going to be democratic and free and open for sure, and Ukraine is going to be living in a peaceful life. So yeah, that's my hopes for the future, and I'm proud to be Russian. It's hard to be like this right now, but you just have to be.
I 100% agree with you.
Thank
because time changes and people also changes everything what is happening around.
For sure.
So thank you, Doug, for being with me, for joining me. It was really glad to meet up with you.
Thank you for having me. That's a really great opportunity just to, you know, tell people there are Russians who are against the war. So yeah, follow my channel if you want to like follow my journey.
Yeah, sure. Follow his channel and don't forget to follow my channel too.
Sure, click the like button.
Click like button and drop your comments if you have your own answer for all of my questions. So see you guys soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. До свидания.
До свидания.